We are about to get the diving suits. I know we can only get one. And our mate here said that he'd have to come back and get one himself and pick up the base, so let's see what happens. Open this. Oh, I don't like the look of that. Oh no, the bear's trapped. Oh, we can't lose the bear.
Moses. Moses. Here. For all. No. No. Well. No. Good. We have this in common, my friend.
We actually do.
You must get the escape suit. Put it in QSD. Feeling less strong, less brave. You must try. Must. I cannot move. You can. You must. All it requires is everything. I know you would give everything for her. For her. Thank you, Moses. Thank you for this ending.
Give it everything, mate. Right. Oh, no. He did it. What a hero.
Moses, I am hope's best friend.
What a nightmare. Out of everyone, I actually thought the robot was going to be the only survivor. Oh, we didn't expect him to cry either. He probably knows his anger was misguided at the bear. Probably the only thing he had left that linked to his daughter. Obviously I know the clone's there, but I just don't agree with that at all. Oh, we're in here, that's right. But wait there. We've got to get to that suit. I don't know how we're going to do that. Because we're in this maze thing which I got stuck on. I don't know what the... This is still collapsed, is it? Yeah, that's gone. There's nothing else here though. We need that. We need this to open that door. To get rid of the rust. But I don't know how to do it. Escape suit. Oh wait there, we've got an escape suit. Does that help us? Nope. Escape suit with adrenaline pouch. Ah, bruh. Watch this.
There. Medical kit's free now.
Adrenaline. The best way to wake something unconscious up. So hold on, how do we do this? We need to be here. Now we can do this. Right, wait there. Give me that. Adrenaline. Wakey, wakey, baby. We've had this thing in our inventory for like half the game. Oh, it's awake. I'm surprised though. Wait there. How are we holding on to this? Because she said she couldn't touch these because it would destroy the suit. Oh, but she was underwater at the time. She's not anymore, so that's fine. I get it. I get it. Alright, give me a shot of this. Oh, is she a gunner as well? Oh, we've lost her as well? Oh wait, give me all of her inventory just in case. Oh. Where are we headed? It was only the tribe people. There's nowhere else to go here. We found a collectible VHS. Gotta be up here. It's gotta be something in this room, because there's nothing in this room. Oh, there she fell there. Okay, I get it.
Charlie, I'm here.
The female bleeds internally now. Our time is short.
Charlie! Charlie, I'm here.
Mac.
I find the amount of time it took you to reach us displeasing. Parasites continue to grow.
What do we do?
I can reroute and overcharge power from the female's plug suit. By cooling your pulse an appropriate amplitude will drive the parasites out. 87% accuracy prediction.
I sense a butt coming.
It will only be effective if they are near the female's epidermis layer. I will not be able to detect when that moment occurs.
So, it has to be me.
100% accuracy prediction. You must watch for the parasite's presence. Then act with accuracy and haste.
Mac.
Okay. Okay.
Oh shit. Deploy charge over parasite. Oh. Oh, we do that. Okay. Where's the parasite? Fuck, she's dead. We wanted to see this anyway. Oh, lovely. Charlie's a gunner. Bro, do I look like I know CPR? Well, this isn't even technically CPR. Alright, give this a shot now. We kind of know what we're doing now. It doesn't let you bloody click. It's actual dog shit. Come on. It wouldn't let me, lads. It's such a bad minigame, this. It's so unresponsive. It's actual dog shit. What? Lads, it doesn't let you click when it's on the fucking surface. Well, what are you supposed to do?
Charlie, just hold on.
Come on, baby.
This is it, Charlie. Hold on. Hold on.
The dog shit minigame, that.
But further contamination is likely. 89% accuracy prediction.
Yeah. I think I'm infected too.
Mac,
I'm here, darling. You're okay.
so sorry. So sorry.
No. Don't.
Caused all
You did.
this.
Shh. No. Be quiet. Be quiet.
Lied to you. Made us come here.
Charlie.
I'm so sorry. So sorry. Can't be forgiven.
She's right there. She could never be forgiven. Ever.
They let you hear her. What else could you do?
The female needs immediate medical attention. If she expires, then I will cease to function. Unacceptable.
For once, we're on the same page. We're gonna get you out of here, Charlie. Need to put the escape suit on you, though. It'll hold you together. Hold you together.
Bro, what about you?
Mac.
Shh. I got you. I got you.
Mac.
Chapter 5. Right. To be still. Yeah, I could never forgive her for what she's done. Actually disgusting behaviour. Oh, we're carrying her. Right, where are we going?
How are we going to get out of here?
We must escape this place. We must find an exit this safe suit can utilize.
I haven't seen anything like that. I mean, back the way we came, but most of those entrances are collapsed now.
We must move ahead while there is still time. 95% accuracy prediction.
Come on, baby. Where do we go? We're actually trapped. Oh, I know what to do. I bet you we have to blow this
place
rubble.
is a maze.
I detect primitive vocalizations in the distance.
Me too. That's a different place than where I came from.
Precisely. There is no going back.
But
Huh?
we don't know what's ahead.
Access to the sea. 71% accuracy prediction.
You've never been here. How can you know that?
Analyzing harmonic dissonances projected from the voices allows me to gauge the density and distance of the various structures it is reflecting.
Oh, okay, I get it. You're really fucking smart.
I am Newman.
Yeah, I know. So what do we do?
I can calculate a directional flow through the crypts, using the sound from the vocalizations as an end goal. We must follow the paths I indicate. Do you see the indicator?
I do.
Follow it.
Oh, so now we're allowed through here, even though it collapsed. That don't make no goddamn sense, dog.
Harmonics reanalyzed. Directions updated.
The automaton is a fascinating creature, brother, and certainly helpful. It makes navigating the maze almost too easy.
After everything we've been through, I'm down for a little easy.
Clearly not understood. Repeat.
Yeah, ignore me. Just talking to the voice in my head, no big deal.
11% accuracy prediction.
A pathfinder and a skeptic? I like this being.
I like the Russian captain. He's awesome. Right, let's go.
Harmonics reanalyzed. Directions updated.
Oh,
Hold on, baby, hold on.
Do not falter, brother. You are closer with every step. Closer to salvation.
Harmonics reanalyzed. Directions updated. Do not stray from the navigation path.
I heard you the first time.
Harmonics reanalyzed. Directions updated.
Is this it? Are we fucking out?
You have exited the maze, and the source of the chanting is very close.
Yeah, that's what worries me.
It should, brother, it should.
What is it? What are they doing?
Celebrating. The ascension is finally near.
With whom are you speaking?
You mean... Wait. The prophecy thing? Returning to the surface, all of that?
Yes, brother, the time has come. Though certainly not in the way they expected. We must hurry.
Posit. Non-digital communication method. 89% accuracy prediction. Posit. Communication method unique to this environment. 71% accuracy prediction.
It's a long story. I'll tell you if there's time. We have to keep going.
Accuracy prediction 100%. The female will expire soon.
Come on, then let's make haste. Oh, look at these guys.
Even more of them now.
They worship with a fervor, brother. They will kill you with the same.
Access to the sea lies within that far structure. 89% accuracy prediction.
The lighthouse, the automaton is correct. At its top are methods to eject objects into the water.
How the hell are we gonna get there? Those things down there will kill us the moment they see us.
Come to me, brother. I will reveal everything. The light, the dark. Take the bridge. Find me.
Take the bridge. How do we get that way? Why don't we just Stalhan Granata? These guys.
There's no way through this. They'll rip us apart.
You will need another path, brother. Come. Hey, homage. Come and I will show you.
This way. Ah, we can go this way. I didn't see that there's a bridge there. Who's that? Stakes have been hammered through the hands and feet of the man hanging on the cross. A radiating heat emanates from his emaciated body. Crucifixion.
Wait, this isn't... my head.
Welcome, brother. Finally, we stand before each other. Men, mortals, sinners.
Men?
My appearance bothers you, brother? It is the most righteous of symbols, a vision of truth.
Why is this, am I dead?
Far from it, brother. You have much to do. You will be my messenger, my redemption.
I don't understand. How can...
Velez gives the last glimmers of my consciousness. Time is short, brother. Come closer. When it began, when I awoke, I thought this was hell. St. John of the Cross said all men have one. All men live it. Perhaps you know a little of what he spoke, brother.
More than a little.
Listen closely. Time is short. The ritual you observed outside has happened only one other time, when my ship first arrived. We were marooned here. We learned the truth of this place and its people. They were marooned too, much longer ago. Their sole focus was to return, to ascend back to the surface. We stopped it then. We gave everything. We died. All but me. All but me.
Wait, I don't...
I watched my men die. Watched them commit horrible sins. Their souls are damned, and the fault is mine. We saved so many above, but God will not see it that way. For God, there are no, how do you say, gray areas. My flock here is in their death throes. They would have died soon if not for the intrusion of your people. That too is my fault in its way.
What do you mean?
It was our distress signal that attracted the attention of your people. It is how we were found. Found too late to help my crew, but just in time to reinvigorate my flock. They are filled with passion now and purpose. They are not primitive. They understand your machines. And the giant one your people attached to the temple leads directly to the surface. They have reinterpreted their prophecy. They will not return, but their spirit will. The surface will be cleansed.
They want to let loose this contagion? They want to infect the world?
A grim vision of a barren world. They will punish the old gods that betrayed them.
Cain, this thing would kill everyone.
I have done my best to inspire them, to teach them the way. But they are no more immune to the deceiver's whispers than you or I.
Caliban said they believed there was a corruption here, spiritually. Something had been introduced that changed the culture's beliefs. It was you.
No. It was the Lord, brother. I was sent here to bring his word and his light. I only wish I had been more successful. I fear I was not up to the task. They have reverted to their baser instincts, in spite of all my effort. But hope is not lost, brother. Not for true believers like you and I.
I don't believe. Those ideas are gone now. God has been disproved.
You are a believer all the same, in different things surely, brother, but a believer. This is what matters. We must follow a higher path, and the cost is high. Were it not, how should we be redeemed?
What are you saying?
You took something from my ship. I can feel it even now. An instrument of unholy fire that we will make righteous.
The warhead? The nuke?
But there is only one path, brother. And that path must be holy. You and I can end this suffering now. For them, us, anyone left alive here.
Otherwise, the surface, it all dies.
Yes, a hard path, brother. But we will be redeemed by walking it.
Wait, I have to reach the lighthouse first. I have to save Charlie.
Are we bargaining then, brother?
The others. The ones outside. They're under your control.
Control. Influence is a better word. They accepted my faith at first, but they grow weary of it.
Make them leave. Clear a path for me, and I'll give you the warhead. Let me reach the lighthouse before you detonate it. Let me save her.
I have saved so few here. The ideal of bringing just one to salvation is... Yes, brother. It shall be. But... there will not be time enough for your salvation, I'm afraid.
I understand. I understand.
I sense we have much in common, brother. I wish we had more time.
Me too.
Give me the fire, brother, and I will use it.
Yes.
You've seen so much. You are a stronger man than me.
Fire.
Oh shit, look at this guy. Do we even trust that? I'm gonna give him a grenade, I'm gonna bait and switch him. Can't kill it.
May your soul find peace, brother.
Yours.
Right, let's get out of here. Sphincter, it's the asshole. Yeah. Come on, baby. Let's bathe this place in holy fire. By the Lord you will repent.
They're gone. The captain, he kept his word.
The captain of the former Soviet craft, kept alive. Communication made possible by genetic strain sequences of the contaminant. 81% accuracy prediction.
He's so smart. Well, you better be right about the lighthouse. You better be right that I can save her.
Saving her means saving me. I am right. 100% accuracy prediction.
I don't feel right about saving her and not saving ourselves. I feel like I would just leave her and go myself. If I'm honest with you, lads. I'd get in that spacesuit and I'd get in that dive suit and I'd be gone.
Fascinating. The most advanced room yet. Add such primitives to construct a vegetable of this sort.
I don't care. Where am I putting her?
Any of the infusion pods along the wall.
Therefore, injecting stuff into the ocean?
91% accuracy prediction.
Hold on, Charlie. Hold on. This isn't working. What's the problem?
The protection pods are disabled. My colleague they have not worked for some time.
You lied to me. You told me we could get her out. That we could save her.
I collated with a 71% accuracy prediction.
Fuck your percentages. She's going to die now. And so are you.
These pods are not the only method by which she could be deposited into the sea.
What are you talking about?
There is only one choice. You must decompress this edifice. Explosively. 95% accuracy prediction.
Blow it open, you mean?
Correct. The transparent walls are stronger than glass. but they are not unbreakable.
Oh, Kane.
Yes, Stahlhandgranata. Come on, baby. I've been dying to use this grenade.
You were right, darling. All calm beneath.
Do what must be done. You are wasting time.
I know. I know. That recording that Charlie played before. Of hope. It's on her plug suit, isn't it?
This is irrelevant.
Play it.
This is irrelevant.
Not for me. Not for her. Play it.
Can you tell me your name? Try and remember your...
Hope.
That's wonderful. That's very good. Yes, your name is Hope.
Hope.
What's the last thing you remember, Hope? The very last thing. Can you tell me? Can you remember?
The beach. Moses.
What about the beach, Hope? What happened at the beach?
Moses. The waves grabbed him.
The waves grabbed Moses and pulled him out to sea, didn't they?
Yes.
And what did you do?
I jumped in after him. I tried to... Where's Mom and Dad? Where's Moses?
Do you miss your parents, Hope?
Where are they?
They're away right now, but they love you very much. They're going to come get you.
Moses too?
Moses, too. Would you like that?
My dad lets me fish. He's teaching me how.
Oh, is that right? You like fishing with your dad?
Uh-huh.
You want to be a fisherman when you grow up?
No.
What do you want to be, Hope?
A captain.
A captain?
And an engineer. And someone really brave.
Wow, those are 3 really big things, aren't they? Where did those ideas come from? From people in your life? People important to you?
Yeah.
You can be all 3 of those things. Do you know that, Hope? You can be anything you want.
I know. I will.
Brutal.
You know what must be done. If they matter to you, you must act before it is too late. Or nothing of what you just heard will matter. 100% accuracy prediction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Let's do it, baby. I bet you this guy puts this grenade up to his chest and just lies against the glass to project the blast all the way to the glass.
Feels like forever since I just stopped moving. Since I was just still. You don't have to be sorry, Charlie. She's right. She could be anything she wants now. Thanks to you. I love you both. I love you both so.
Lads, I don't know if it's just me, right? But does that diving suit seem a lot more advanced than some Soviet technology? Oh, the choppers there. A Biscoff Brothers game. Yeah, so what did I think about the game? Listen, lads, I thought the game was awesome. I really enjoyed the look of it, the feel of it. I loved the lore. I liked how it was like, there was lots of things you would look at the game and it was like classic 80s movies like Alien, Predator. It had that feel about things. I love insidious, what's the word I'm looking for? I love like parasite horror. You know, like where they control your body and stuff. I think it's one of the most disgusting things, and that's why it's so interesting. The majority of puzzles were good, but honestly, lads, just I really feel that developers or people who make point-and-click adventure games, they really need to get out of the habit of pixel hunting individual items. Like, there's a couple of times in this playthrough that really boiled my piss. The first one, well, I think it was the first one. I think there might have been one before this, I can't really remember. But when we were on a control panel and we had to use the liquid nitrogen on it to freeze it, right? You froze that control panel, solved the puzzle, happy days, right? And then the game takes you out of the puzzle and then you can move on with the character. But what you needed for a future puzzle was to go back to this control panel, which you had no reason to believe you would ever have to activate that control panel again. So you could pick up the frozen valve wheel. Like, lads, without looking at a guide, I would have never went back to a panel where we've already solved a previous puzzle, because that should be done and done. You know what I mean? Oh, here we go. Oh, the bear survived? No way. I bet you something crawls out of him. Oh, maybe not. I thought one of them little creatures would have survived. Escape, mastermind, and hope. Was that it? That is it, isn't it? Thanks for playing. Please write a review. Yeah, so as I was saying, there was another point in the playthrough which really had me stumped, which I didn't like when I found out the solution. Well, we got to a point when I couldn't progress any further, didn't know what to do, and I couldn't get through a door with the girl, and that was when we had Caliban. And I watched the cutscene that said, yep, you need to fuse Caliban with her, and I was like, okay, maybe that's going to happen in a future cutscene, you know what I mean? So I continued the game, couldn't get through this door, couldn't go anywhere else. It turns out, the one and only time, this is my issue, the one and only time you ever had to click on an item then actually use it with the avatar, that was the only time in the game you had to use it. You were never taught that in a tutorial earlier on in the game. So for example, when it happened, I did try to fuse Caliban with the girl. I clicked on Caliban, I clicked on the girl on the screen, the actual avatar that walks about, not the screenshot of the head of her in the bottom left hand corner. I actually clicked on her. You can't use items like that because it says you're only allowed to use, listen, this is in the words of the game, you can only use items in a puzzle screen, right? I don't know if we can show this here. Anyways, yeah. If you open the instructions box and it tells you how the game plays, it says you can only use items within a puzzle screen. And when I first read that at the start of the game, I was like, that's fucking amazing, because it takes a lot of the guesswork out. You know, like, if you're on an item screen, you can then use the items. You don't have to use it out and about in the world. Well, that was one time in the game when you were outside of a puzzle screen and you had to use an item. And not only that, you had to use an item on the headshot picture of the girl. It didn't make any sense. I only found that out because I had to look at the guide. That's ridiculous. I think it might have, to be fair, it would have been an oversight by the developer, but it shouldn't have been. Maybe they can patch that out. It would be a lot better if they just forego that puzzle and in the cutscene have her actually fuse that to herself, because there's no reason to have the player actually do that. It's nonsensical. And what else? There was something else that was really annoying, and I can't remember what it was. I remember specifically there was 3 times in the playthrough when I just thought, this is complete dog shit. There's no logical reason for doing something. I've explained those 2, and there was one more. I can't remember what it was. This is another thing. Sorry, yeah. Luckily, when I play games like this, I do like to read the logs to like build up the story and atmosphere so we know why we're there. I felt like some of the logs were just far too long. Like, it was intense just having to read and read and read and read. But because I was doing it, I think about maybe 20% to 30% into the playthrough, I was reading a log and I was like, aha, look, it's give us some information there to solve a puzzle. Like I say, I can't remember what that information was, but it definitely did. There was some information in a log, and it was about 3/4 through the logs of a particular one we found, and I saw this information. I was like, excellent, we'll remember that. And then when we finally found the puzzle for it, I was like, excellent, we know that information. Good news is you can go into your PDA, access the logs very easily, scroll down to find it. So from that point on, I knew, or I thought I knew, I had to read all the logs we come across in case there's some information there that's going to help us solve a puzzle, because if not, we're going to be stuck. That was the only time in the game that you ever got information for a puzzle from the logs. So if that's the case, I feel like the log should have been massively shortened down to be a lot more concise, because I felt like it was quite overbearing at times to have to read through all that shit, thinking that you're going to find information that you'll need, and you never did, apart from that one instance. Also, when we were in the submarine, we found a log with Morse code. I think it was Morse code. I don't know Morse code, but I could decipher that Morse code, and I was like, oh my god, this is going to be an amazing puzzle where we have to get a password for something, because I can use what we know of that code with the description and figure something else out. You never did. Actually, I thought by using the Morse code it was going to give us the code to the safe in the submarine. It didn't. That was a completely separate thing. So yeah, I thought there was definitely some issues with some of the puzzles, but I don't think it took away from the game as a whole. It's just because I don't like to read guides. Well, actually, I don't mind reading a guide if the guide explains the logic behind the puzzle. So for example, if I'm on a puzzle and I'm like, I can solve this, but I don't know the logic or reasoning behind it, when I go to a guide, I don't just want to get the answer, because that's not rewarding at all. I would like just a little hint to say maybe, well, you can, if you use this and look at this specific item or text, use that to help you solve the puzzle. It's like, at least we've got a baseline from where we start to solve the puzzle. And the problem is, when a lot of people write guides, which is not a reflection on them because they're helping the community out, is you just get the answer. So for the fact that when we do click a... Sometimes some puzzles within the game had a question mark that you would click. Some of them did point you in a helpful direction, but other things would just say like something that you blatantly know, like, oh, you could try this control panel. Yes, but I don't know how to solve the puzzle on the control panel. And that's where my biggest frustration came in, was like, I don't want to leave the game to try and help me solve a puzzle when the puzzle should be pretty... It should be easy for the player to follow along the logic so they can solve something. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me. Maybe that might be being a bit unrealistic because everybody looks at things and logic differently. But yeah, the majority, lads, listen, I would say 80% of the game was really good. It was just those few times, and that's what you focus on. You focus on the frustrations. But the artwork was fantastic. The cutscenes were excellent. Like I say, I loved the cutscenes from Beautiful Desolation. I loved how artistic they were, how close up it was. It gave you that like claustrophobic vibe. Got the same vibe from this. So yeah, if there was a couple of things I would change about the game, it would mainly be sort a couple of puzzles out that make it hard for the player to know how to progress, and definitely shorten down the logs. Get rid of some of that unnecessary information and just keep it short and concise, so that people can stick to the gameplay more than just like reading for half an hour straight, you know what I mean? But yeah, great game. I would recommend the game, and I think because I did enjoy this game so much, I'm probably going to go back and play the original Stasis, because I never played it. So yeah, it was good. I'm trying to think of anything else. I loved the bear. The bear was my favourite character. I also liked how absolutely reprehensible the female was, and she was the only survivor. Well, apart from the bear technically survived, although he's cut in half. And the character that I actually liked, that was dragged into this situation, unbeknownst to him, is the only one that died. it's absolutely brutal. But yeah, I like unhappy endings. And I hope there is another Stasis game. I hope this plague did somehow get unleashed on the earth, because I like unhappy endings. I actually prefer unhappy endings. I think it adds a lot more to the media than a happy ending. I think happy endings don't give you... I don't get moved by a happy ending. I'm more moved by absolutely saddening, destructive things happening in an ending. It's just... Maybe that's just me, dog. Okay, lads. Well, I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. It's been good, and I'll see you in the next one. In a bit, lads.